right. So, here we are.
Back in Guadalajara.
Back in Guadalajara. They gave us a window.
Yeah, and comfy chairs.
Yeah.
They're like, these guys are funny.
Like, you guys are making us laugh. So, you get the nice chairs that we took from this house that we just ravaged and stole from, pillaged.
They even did some Stanley steamer on the chairs and got the stains out.
Yeah, but we left the good ones in. We left the dad stains in. Just not the corpse stains. Yeah. No, man, here we are.
We're back at it again I think we're at the point where we can stop counting episodes, I guess.
I also, I feel like now the first 10 don't matter. You know what I mean? I love everyone who's supporting us, but...
thank y'all for supporting our throwaways that we won't care about anymore. Yeah, it's so nice.
I'm very excited that only 3 of you will ever have seen these, and then we'll delete them as soon as we start getting real trending videos.
Yes, I have a habit of doing that with my little comedy videos I make.
Just the ones that are you just
I had one where TikTok was messing with the algorithm yesterday because I tried to post it again, and it got 3 likes after a couple hours, so I just took it down, privated it. Then I tried again at 7 because I was like, this is going to work. And then it worked a little bit better. So
yeah, see, you're dialed into that because you do the comedy stuff on TikTok. I have to start. I mean, just to create a presence on social media like that, that would bring people to this, I have to start doing. You
have to be like a Soviet dictator and control the cult of personality and culture and everything about how it looks, because if it looks like I flopped on one video, people start doubting.
Yeah,
they're like this, the next one's gonna flop.
This dad only has some zingers, not just nothing but zingers. You know, and you can't have that. That's your dad reputation too.
That's probably why a lot of my hobbies crashed and burned out too, because God forbid one mistake.
Speaking of crashing and burning and talking about stories, dude, don't you have a really cool story?
I do, yeah. It's there's lessons.
I'm sorry, that may be insensitive after people hear this story, but I just couldn't.
The kid's fine. I was the first person on the scene. Well, I wasn't the first person on the scene. I was the first person on the scene who actually tried to help.
I love those.
So I don't know. It was the morning after we came back from the beach, which I guess we could talk about how our beach trips were pretty standard too. But it was like 7:40 in the morning. My wife and I were in bed. I had just gotten up and made my little cold brew that I drink in bed to start waking up. Thankfully, I popped my ADD medicine, so my brain starts going a little bit, because this kid would have been toast if I didn't.
You had literally all of the stimulants in your body.
I have to get my stimulants, and I tell you what, the addict mindset never really changes. You just do more socially acceptable things. But yeah, we were sleeping. We were awake. Hear a loud bang outside the window, and we live near 2 pretty major roads, and we know what car crashes sound like now, and gunshots and all that. So I knew it was a car crash, and I knew it didn't sound good. So we peeked out the window, and I was like, "Oh my God, that car is upside down and on fire on the other side of the road." So I think this kid, he was like a young guy. I think he was texting and driving and flying, because it's a 35-mile-an-hour road.
Oh, I know the road.
Yeah. Why are you upside down on fire in a 35-mile-per-hour zone?
Going to your house is fucking terrifying.
It is.
I've gone to your house multiple times, and that, I'm not going to name the road, but that turn right across that busy road is just a roll of the dice. I don't even, I tell my wife when we're going to your house, you drive so that I'm on that side of the car, so if that's something,
so you can take the impact.
I can take the impact, because that's how uncertain I am.
That's how you have to plan to come to my house. You decide who is least either valuable or most cushy in your family.
I'm both. So
So, looked out the window, sure enough, car on fire, upside down. So I threw on some basketball shorts and a shirt, and God, I hate leaving the house in basketball shorts, too. How dare this kid do this to me?
What an inconvenience.
It was just an all-around inconvenience. And my daughter slept through the whole thing. She missed it. she missed a dolphin on the beach trip too, which I'm starting to learn she just misses stuff by sleeping or looking in the wrong direction. But I run out there and I see this kid. He's wandering around in the middle of this road, like, and I got hit by that car last year, and I remember what that was like, just kind of wandering around in the middle of the road, like, what just happened? I have adrenaline, and this is like a movie scene. And this kid, I run out there, and I was like, dude, let's go to the side of the road. So I took him to the side of the road, and the disappointing thing is there was a bunch of older guys who are typically the kind that are like, let someone break into my house, it'll be like an action movie, or I see something bad happen, I'm gonna step right in. They were just holding their phones going, just filming, not helping this kid. And it may have been because of the kid's race.
Chances are, though, most of those guys I have found overwhelmingly, most of those guys that say shit like that aren't about it at all.
They aren't about it.
It's the quiet guys. I'll tell you who is about it, since we're talking, and just a brief step away from your story, because I want you to finish it, but like, my dad is the opposite of those guys, because my dad will never run his mouth, but I have watched him handle shit, like, in a scary way, and never with us. My dad... There was a few times in our life where I like got in my dad's face and he like pushed me back or something, but like because someone was in his face. I was a punk when I was a teenager, but like my dad was never really super rough with us or anything. I have watched him, and I will tell you right now, I never want to see that. I never want to be on that side of him. But he doesn't talk about it. The guys who are like...
He's just about it.
Yeah, those guys who are on Facebook like, you come to my house, I'll kill you. Like,
yeah.
No, you won't, dude.
They're going to miss every shot.
Yeah, you're going to miss every shot.
Pee their pants.
But yeah, you probably won't even come... You're going to call the cops, and you're going to hide in your garage, and that's what's going to happen. Like, that's... But yeah.
That's like one time I was I was off work and Katie was at work, but I think she came home early, and I was just laying in bed shirtless watching TV or something, and she definitely got me good. She busted the front door open and she did a really deep voice, and she was like, who's here, or whatever. And I realized what kind of guy I am. I'm not like my dad, because I pulled the blanket up over my titties and I went, hello. And then she came in and she was like, you're not gonna be able to protect us. And yeah,
see, I'm super paranoid on the other side of things. Like anything, smallest sound. The cat, we have 2 cats, they run around downstairs. I can't tell you how many times I've woken up in the middle of the night and just grabbed my home defense, and just one in the chamber almost eradicated our family pets, because I'm like,
I'm paranoid too. There's been small sounds outside and my neighbors are thinking, why is he outside with his 38 again, standing in his tiny front yard? It's a beautiful night with a full moon, and I'm just out there thinking, I'm like, this is it. Nah, it was just a raccoon family.
It's so wild, because like, and I know we got to get back to your car crash story, but it's so wild because, and maybe this is the episode we decided to talk about firearms. But like, I don't have like a walk-in gun safe with like borderline illegal shit in there. Like I have some. Most of the big stuff is with my dad and my brother, because they don't have kids. I have one for home defense here, and my kids have no idea where it's stored, and they never will, and it's locked away. And I'm very, very pro Second Amendment for the exact reason that the Second Amendment exists.
Hey, I am as well.
We're getting awfully close to needing it. Like I think we're already there, but I don't want to say that too loud. You know what I mean?
Right.
But at the same time, I also kind of dance around it when I talk to other people, because I understand why people are not in support of firearms. They actually have probably more reason, based on what they perceive in the media, to not be in support of them. And it's funny because this was not planned, but I'm wearing a shirt from A Better Way to A, which is a podcast and a group of guys. And they advocate for gun rights for everyone. And their whole thing is shifting gun rights away from the hard right? So, like, they are like, hey, the left can have their guns too. And the left, if you go far enough left, you get them back, and it's awesome.
Yep.
But,
yeah.
But, like, that being said, when I met my neighbors across the street, I went in and I was like, I grew up in, it was a varied degree of areas, right? Like,
right.
When I went to Northwest, I'm not going to say the county, so it's fine, but the high school that we graduated from, like, I think everyone knew where my mom lived and where I lived, and it's not a bad spot at all. I mean, a lot of traffic goes through, so every once in a while, I say that, but then again, my next door neighbor did kill and cut up his girlfriend and throw her body parts away in trash cans throughout the neighborhoods. Huh? Nearby.
You never know.
I was on the news for it. It was crazy.
Really?
Yeah, it was wild.
Sometimes you just hit the jackpot.
Yeah, it was wild. But, yeah, it was the dumbest news coverage ever. But no, so that area wasn't bad. But then I did live in rough areas. And when my mom would kick me out every other week, I would go and just stay wherever I could. And eventually, after my mom kicked me out for the last time, I just went and stayed with a dude in the cut. Like, it was a rough spot. So now I go into this neighborhood, which, the neighborhood we live in, not here in Guadalajara. This is obviously a pretty rough neighborhood, I think.
The one you were taken from.
Yes, the one I was taken from. And it's like super suburbia. Like, everybody's chill. Neighbors are like all very like friendly, wave, how you doing? And I come in and I meet our neighbors across the street and I'm like, so what's it like over here? He's like, well, it's very quiet. I'm like, anybody cause any trouble? And he's like, no. And I'm like, well, if they do, don't worry about it. I got you. I'm armed over here. And he's like, and this is all paraphrasing.
You see a moving sign across the street the next day.
I didn't just volunteer the information, but I was like, and he was like, this psycho, that's not this kind of neighborhood, but I'm so programmed for it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Those guys that film or whatever, like they're the same types who
in the F-150 truck cab screaming.
And also, by the way, those guys all drive trucks that are irresponsible. Like, there is no need for you to drive a truck that is the same size as a semi-cab, and you have to have a small step stool to get to the first step to get into the truck.
Which looks hilarious.
It is, yeah, and they're never over 6 foot.
No.
They are never over 6 foot tall. No. And that's just...
They're never, like, your height.
Right.
Which would be it would make more sense.
And I don't even want one of those. I'm 6'6", okay? Like, if anybody had justification to have one of those big, stupid trucks, it'd be me.
Right.
I don't want one. My dad has, like, I think he has an F-250 from work. His work gives him one. And he uses his truck. Like, he does a whole bunch with his truck. And even that, I'm like, man, this is a lot of truck. And it's not even that big, but then they have like these 17 wheels on this massive thing, the King Ranch, whatever.
Right.
And some dude who's like 5'4" is, walking his munchkin lollipop guild ass up and going,
I'm gonna get in my big truck and drive, and you better get out of my way.
I drive my dad's truck like that, and I don't even realize I'm going 70 miles an hour in like a 45.
That's the other part of those too.
And it's something about it. The truck is like a transformer. It connects to your brain, because there was a Prius in front of me, and I was like,
you would be only going 20 over the speed limit. Cock coward.
And it just came out of me. I was like, where'd this come from?
You feel like a twinge of racism, and you're like, I gotta get out of this truck.
I gotta get a better view of this guy and figure out how I can make this racial.
It's like that movie.
Clean your windows so I can identify your race. Also, insert race here would have dirty windows.
It's like that old horror movie, was it Christine or Christina, where the car is possessed, except trucks.
Oh, yeah.
Those trucks are all just possessed by Confederate soldiers.
They take you straight to a polling location. They do donuts over like Kamala signs
and you're like,
I swear I'm not doing this.
It just drives itself through the front of a gay bakery.
Still think you shouldn't get married. Oh, where'd that come from?
I swear to God, it's not me, it's the truck. Oh, but anyway, so these F-150 drivers were filming the boy in shock.
Yeah, they're filming the boy in shock. He's wandering around, looks like a 28 weeks later zombie just wandering around the road. And yeah, so this kid, I won't get too graphic, but he had like chunks of skin missing, and it was very,
unintentional.
Yeah, unintentional. He didn't plan on looking like that for work, and basically showed him to the side of the road. But then I turned around and ran back to my house to get a towel, because I was like, this kid's got to be bleeding somewhere.
Also, that's a keepsake, and that's a story for the kid when she grows up.
Yep. And so I ran to my house. I was running back, and one of my neighbors was like, Phil, is that person okay? I was like, he's fine. I'm in hero mode. I've never been in hero mode before. So I took this kid a towel. I took him a ginger ale for some reason, and I think he thought I was bringing him a beer, and I was like, this'll help you, bud. And he was probably thinking, I don't want to have alcohol in my system. I just flipped my car.
Right.
So I just kind of stood there and tried to talk to him like a normal person until the paramedics got there.
By the way, I get the ginger ale thing. I feel like it's an association that we have from being kids, because like ginger ale, I know at some point ginger ale had real ginger, which is known to settle the stomach, so we automatically associate it with being sick. So
exactly,
ginger ale is a comfort drink.
It was a diet ginger ale too, so it definitely looked like a Michelob or something.
I get that,
but like he's like, this white guy's coming up to me saying, "I got something that'll fix you, buddy." No, it was just a. And I was being
definitely look like you'd give out free craft beers.
Exactly, yeah. Like, so my buddy brewed this.
In his September batch.
Yeah, it's September batch. Notes of blueberry. This guy, and his shoes were gone.
He's losing consciousness. He's like,
standing up, and it's just because a white guy is talking to him about craft beer. It's not even related to the accident.
You're like, it's an IPA, but believe it or not, it's not too hoppy. Okay,
it's not too hoppy. Just looks like a little kick, kind of like getting in a car accident. Right. Really,
you know all about that, right, buddy?
And this kid's shoes were gone, and usually that's a weird telltale sign that someone's typically dead, like after an accident, when their shoes are completely off. And his socks were torn up, and his feet were just showing out, and it was crazy. And his car was on fire, and the firefighters walked up to him and they were like, "Do you have a firearm in the car?" And he hesitated, and they were like, "You need to tell us right now." And then the fire got bigger, and he was like, "Yes," in the driver's seat. And so it definitely ignited. It was a pretty intense way to wake up. And then I just went back home and kind of stood in my sunroom and watched the tow truck flip it back on its side, and I was like, I wondered how they do that. And I was just having my coffee, and then I went about a normal day.
I feel like that is also one of those like glitch in the matrix things, because like, have you heard that that theory that nobody's ever seen their neighbor bring in groceries?
Yes.
I feel like it's the same thing. Nobody's ever seen a tow truck actually correct a car after an accident.
Yeah, it flipped it over on its side.
You either see the accident or you see the aftermath of the accident, but you never see like them fixing it.
Yeah, you never see the actual just employee doing the work.
The real logic brain reason is, because the police normally block off the road.
Exactly.
And you don't see it because you can't see it, because that's what they do. That's their job.
Yeah.
Conspiracy brain is like, it's part of the simulation. They don't want us to see it.
Yeah, I saw a glimpse through the simulation, and it made a real noise when the car hit the ground too. It was like an actual loud noise, like you would think. And I was like, that's what that sounds like.
Right.
When you're pulling a burnt out car back onto its side, it was like.
By the way, I have never seen my neighbors bringing in groceries, but I know our neighbors have seen us bringing in groceries.
I was thinking the same thing when you said that. I'm always bringing them in. I've never seen them bring them in. I feel like I've probably helped my neighbors bring in groceries, but the simulation made me forget.
What's crazy is
they're like, you're not.
I have seen my neighbors because we live in somewhat of a food desert. Like we only have a single Food Lion, a Bojangles, and a Subway within 15 minutes of where we live.
You know exactly what state we live in.
Yeah,
just based on
I have
that
given
right
you geolocation data right there. But and there's a Chinese food place because
by the Food Lion.
Yeah, by the Food Lion and the Subway. So that's just the natural structure of things. But I have seen my neighbors in the grocery store getting groceries. We have left roughly the same time. Still have never seen them taking their groceries into the house. They're either there first and already in, or I beat them and I don't see them. They take a super long way around or something.
Their handlers are like, he's on to you. Make another stop first.
Right. You have to stop at the Bojangles.
Think of a backstory real quick. You had to go back to the Chinese food restaurant because you forgot a receipt. But it took 2 hours because he was standing at his window watching for you to bring in your groceries, and then he decided, okay, they must not be coming home.
What if I just sat there with the trunk of the car open and waited and been waiting for you?
You're still like a still frame, just standing there waiting for 2 hours, and then you finally see them pull up. You're like, wow, you must have gone and done random errand too.
Go ahead, bring them in. I want to see it.
I want to see the bag cross the threshold of the door.
You better have fucking groceries. And they're like, we returned them all. I knew it.
Excuse me. A bunch of generic boxes fall out that say groceries written on the side, and you like the Truman Show. Sound recording device falls out of the sky. It all falls apart.
Jeez. Oh, I wish. But here's my beef. I guess we're covering we're speedrunning topics today because we're
kind of what we do.
Because we wanted to talk about, and I'm sure we'll talk more about simulation theory.
Oh, I could
for hours, right? But
we're both white dudes.
Yeah.
Who previously smoked marijuana and have used the computer.
And I know that you said there's a prison planet theory, which I haven't read or heard of. But my whole thing is, if this is a simulation, why are you making it so shitty for me? Do you
and including boring parts,
right? I don't
the tell is that you don't see your neighbors bringing groceries,
right?
And that's the huge secret,
right? Why is that what you're concealing from me? But also, dude, just let me win the lottery and have my I'm not gonna be one of those people that just pisses it all away. I already have ideas of how to invest it.
I'm please, I promise I'll be good.
Yeah, I'll be philanthropic with it. I just I would like to
let me just get a taste
and crippling debt
simulation.
Come on,
give me one little good thing, man.
I'll take $100,000 on a scratch off. Just give it to me, man.
Give us 150 views on this long form version of our podcast on YouTube. Amen.
If it is a simulation, whoever the AI is in charge needs to get their shit together, because it's obviously, we're talking about AI in the video game episode. What if this is Cortana's rampancy period? She's already gone through with the rampancy and now she's everything has to be awful. But come on, bro. Help me out a little bit here. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Throw me a bone. Something.
I'm just tired. I'm just so tired.
Well, they've still got to squeeze out lots of your soul, so you'll be more tired.
Well, and I think about the Matrix and the human pods and them juicing Keanu, and if my body's in there, by all means, out there outside of the simulation, do whatever you want to my body, suck it free of all the endorphins or whatever.
I thought you were about to just say suck it.
Just suck me the whole time if you want. I don't care. Whatever, you weird fallacious robots. but
the fallatons
in here, can you make me not look like a discarded marshmallow that someone just stuck on 2 toothpicks and was there you go, that's a person? I just would like to, I wouldn't mind being handsome, or I don't even need a 6-pack, but just a little less lumpy, make me
render me better.
Right. Yeah,
do some rendering.
come on, man. I'm trying to be 4K here. You know what I'm saying?
I wanted to know how long it would take for us to turn into this kind of podcast. 7 episodes. Or 6, whatever.
That's your timeline.
There's the answer.
There's 7 episodes.
We finally turned into that, talking about simulation theory.
Here's the thing. Nobody...
But I have to, or I'll explode.
Nobody has emailed anything about Dadvice. So...
Yeah.
You guys
We'll admit that on camera.
You're letting us down. That's what I'll admit. You're a disappointment to your fathers.
I thought about creating a fake email account and emailing something, so just so we would feel like we had just to make you be like, oh, we got something.
I'll force my wife to do it. I'll be like, you're gonna send a Dadvice in.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be a softball that we can handle.
My wife liked a couple of our short clips.
Oh,
and
wow.
I didn't ask her to.
How sweet.
So that means it's really good.
I had to hold my wife at gunpoint to get her to share our TikToks, so...
Understandable, because you don't want to stain your own brand with these fledgling crackers doing a podcast.
Right. I'm kidding. I did not hold my wife at gunpoint.
911. Officer, right there. Come on,
well, he were just talking about how you have guns.
I do have guns, but
and you have the means.
I mean, by the way, someone on the internet will catch this exact part. This will be their TikTok that they clip, and then they're going to be like, this guy abuses his wife. He's a gun owner. And then they're going to pull up statistics of the correlation between gun owners and domestic violence. And they're going to be like, cancel the Dad Voice podcast.
You'll have to see a post on Facebook that said authored by Philip on the thing. And it'll just say, we've made the very hard decision to distance ourselves from Cole. This is at our heart about ethics and business.
And I'm going to just be sitting there making TikToks on my own. Like, I'll tell you the truth about why I was kicked off the Dad Voice podcast. And then,
I'm part of the deep state.
And then the discourse is going to get more views than the podcast ever did.
Yeah, we could stage a beef. That's what you got to do.
I think
that's what a lot of rappers do. It's funny how beef happens and then album gets rolled out right after. I mean, that's rage baiting. I was rage baiting a guy on our TikTok this morning.
Dude, I will rage bait the shit out of people because I get caught up in the rage bait. Like, I posted a status on Facebook.
You do. I'm so completely disconnected from reality now that I don't anymore, but you still do, so it's perfect. I
posted on Facebook yesterday because there was a vote on a few bill amendments for this defense spending bill, and it's about more money going to Israel, and AOC voted a way that people were like, oh my god, and then Marjorie Taylor Greene voted on the same side as Ilhan Omar, and I probably
that's wild.
Butchered her name. I'm so sorry, Representative Omar, but it is wild. And that was my little sarcastic jab, and I was like, ha ha ha, LOL, AOC voted to give more money to Israel and Marjorie Taylor Greene didn't. Her polling numbers must be hurting. And people were like, actually, and I'm like, nope, delete this shit. I don't do it anymore. I just don't do it.
Yeah.
Like,
it's this podcast's fault that you're back on Facebook.
It is. And the whole thing about the Facebook discourse in particular, because Instagram, like, okay, perfect example. Have you ever seen the movie Cabin Fever?
Yes.
Okay, so you know the kid with pancakes, and he's like, pancakes, and then he goes and bites the guy. Somebody took a video of, like, that clip of the movie, and they were like, it was the caption is like, my child doesn't have autism, and then it's like the child in question, and then it shows, it shows that clip, and I was diagnosed very late, like, at 27, 28 years old with autism. And like, I've gotten so good at masking it that, like, I was like, hey, what do I do about that? And the doctor's like, whatever you want. I don't care. You're paying me.
You just know.
Your hour's up. Get out. But I had to preface this with that so people aren't like, you don't have it and you're being mean. But I commented on Instagram on that reel, and I said, being bitten by an autist is how I myself became autistic. And that comment has like 10,000 likes. Okay. Like, that is one of my highest accomplishments on Instagram. I can't talk for anything today, if you can't tell.
Well, you're hopped up on power now.
I am. Like 10,000 likes.
You're drunk on power.
I'm just out of control. But Facebook, I have had multiple posts go viral, and it doesn't feel good because of all the discourse. Like,
it feels sloppy.
It does. It feels. It's like you ran a 5K, and the real reason you got through the 5K was because you were running from the cops or something. Like, it doesn't feel like a good accomplishment. But, like,
I did it, but at what cost?
Right. And, like, a good example of the Facebook ones is, like, a few years ago. Let's say a few years ago. This is probably almost closer to 10 years ago. This was right after I had my first kid. So, and I was a professional piercer for a few years. Like, when I first got out of...
We're just unraveling little layers of
When I first got out of high school, that was one of the first jobs I ended up doing. Was I was a piercer and a tattoo apprentice. Getting your infant's ears pierced is just a bad decision. It is. It's a bad decision. You're causing pain for a child, and that child benefits from it 0%. Like, it does not give your kid anything beneficial for you to go to Claire's and have some hungover 18-year-old that was illegally drinking the night before take basically like one of those tag guns from retail and give your kid, like, it's painful, it's a blunt needle, it's not good, they don't care. And also, your earlobes grow in a very particular way as you age, and most of the time, if you pierce a baby's ear, even if it's dead center, it migrates lower. There's your piercing knowledge for the day, week, month, whatever. But I made a post about how it is a selfish decision, because it is, and I'm not backpedaling on that, by the way.
Yeah,
doubling
10 toes down.
We'll make this a clip. You are selfish if you are getting your baby's ears pierced, because they benefit.
It's for your vanity.
Right, it's for your vanity. And parents will go, oh, well, I'm doing it now so that they won't remember it, and then they don't have to go through the pain when they're older. How do you know they want their ears pierced when they're older? You want their ears pierced when you're older. Stop being shitty and stop trying to act like what you're doing is for the benefit of your baby. You're making your baby cry for
I don't
no
remember
reason.
being circumcised, and I still live with the repercussions of not having as much sensitivity.
And the tip is cold all the time.
And it is. It's a little blanket.
You're right. And
Snuggie.
But, like, and I feel the same way about that. Like, There's no necessity for, like, I understand that there are certain conditions like phimosis and stuff like that occur for uncircumcised men, but, like, you can always make the decision to change that. So if it becomes painful, you can go and get that handled, and there are medical professionals that will help you and can do that. Why are we doing it to a baby? Because of a religious institution that not everybody even cares about. And now it's just become a social norm. And we
should break into the hospitals we were born and go to whatever filing cabinet they keep our skin in, and we're going to go get it back.
It's like they put it back on. We're making a statement. It's the Declaration of
the weirdest political statement of all time.
Give me back. Nick Cage just bursts. He's like, give me back my foreskin.
2 early 30s men break into hospital, only seeking 1 centimeter patch of skin. Reattach. Both get infected. Both are in the hospital.
Can you imagine?
Ironically,
can you imagine the podcast numbers after that?
Yeah, that's the 2 guys that went.
They said they were going to do it.
Give us our skin back. There'd be a bunch of people like on the side of the road with signs. A bunch of dudes who you wouldn't have even expected. Who were like, "Give us our skin back."
Who would have known that the breakthrough revolution against healthcare was foreskins?
I know, I'm being evaluated for health insurance right now. And they're going to see this and be like, take back any testing we did on you. Just this guy's gonna do something. This is gonna land him in the hospital or jail.
If we don't give him insurance, I'm afraid of what's gonna happen though. So just don't cover foreskin reattachment.
Yeah.
I'm worried.
We're putting a clause in for cosmetology or whatever.
What is it?
Cosmetic surgery.
Yeah, cosmetic
Not
surgery.
cosmetology.
Yeah, that's why I can't get my ears done, because it's a cosmetic surgery.
Yeah.
Which I will.
I never asked, and I actually hadn't really looked at your ears until you started talking about piercing. And I was like, you know what? He knows a good amount about that.
Well, I have one ripped because when I work security at a venue, I can say the venue, the Blind Tiger. It's closed now. It's turned into something else, but it got ripped when I worked.
I've been to them since they changed the new place, and
it's nice.
It is. It's nice, and that's
I know the guys who own
that's
it
how you
now,
know
so.
it. Like, it's not sucks, but they've got the fancy beer sign and stuff now. And
I know the guys who own it now. They did a lot in promoting. They still do. They own like a big promo company around here. They do all the bigger metal and heavy music, and also other stuff too. Like,
I saw Chat Pile there with another dad.
I don't know who that is, but
they're like a concept. My buddy. He's
math.
They're like post-actual industrial hardcore, and all their material is about the Industrial Revolution or something.
Nice.
Basically.
Okay. Hey, everybody's got their niche, right? But
I left informed and hyped.
But I don't, dude. That was a hard derail. We went from foreskins to my ears. But we're talking about the baby.
Made it the same thing.
Yeah. We were talking about the baby ear piercing and Facebook post, and the baby ear piercing.
How do we even get there?
I don't know. That's why this podcast is either going to blow up or tank.
Yep.
Like, there's not going to be a middle ground.
And you know what the thing is we're going to keep trying until it does blow up. So it's just people are just going to have to deal with it.
People are going to be like, this is a fever dream every episode, but I can't.
Every
stop
episode
watching.
is spaghetti against the wall.
And we're doing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I made that Facebook post. It went super viral. Like, it got a bunch of shares. I still share it every once in a while just to kick the hornet's nest, see if I can get a few more shares out of it.
And you're making me kind of want to try Facebook again just so I can go viral with my stuff. I have way more friends on Facebook than
that's my whole thing.
On a lot of my platforms.
Like, but at the same time, I have almost 5,000 followers on Facebook.
I don't want to embarrass my wife.
We have 14 subscribers on YouTube. Is it really doing anything for me?
Yeah.
All 14 are probably on my Facebook.
One of them, one of them's me.
Yeah,
so
one of
4,998.
I can't count myself. I might follow myself on Facebook. I don't know, but the point is, like, it has to be one of these vitriolic, if that's the right word, vitriolic something.
One of those colors.
Takes on just like, and it's got to be like you intentionally rubbing someone's nose in something for them to be like, no, and then you're like,
I'm gonna give this guy more exposure. I'm so mad at him.
They'll share it and be like, look at this idiot. And I'm like, good. And but like on Instagram, you can just be funny. On TikTok, you can just be funny. And I don't know what Shadow Corp bought TikTok. I'm sure we'll find out sooner.
The algorithm's acted a little weird, dude. Lately.
It's been so different. Like, all I get is conservatives like that are like that are obvious bots that are rage baiting.
And then we know who bought it then.
And they're like, they'll make a post. They'll be like,
Obama's being brought up on charges from Kaf Patel for treason.
And you're like, where's the documentation, bro?
He was hiding documents in the tan suit. That's why he wore that color, because they can't see through infrared sensors in our camera.
It's stuff exactly like that, and you can tell it's rage bait because the profile picture is the default, and it's the username's user8675309 whatever, and people are just eating it up. They're like, actually, Obama didn't get Cash Patel. Prove to keep the paperwork, get the documentation. It's like, stop, pause. They're getting you, okay? Like, you have
people got so easily.
It's happened to me.
Yeah.
Okay, like I'm not going to pretend like I'm the most. I talk shit to bots because sometimes it just feels good.
Well,
it
you
feels
gotta assert your dominance.
Feel like you're smarter than a bot.
You gotta smack a bot down, because if you don't, the AI revolution happens quicker.
Right.
Assert your dominance. Pee on a bot.
That's right. That's how we win this war, is peeing on bots.
You pee on like a server, and then the electricity just goes straight up your urethra and kills you, and they're like, we won that one.
We got him. And then you just reboot in the simulation. You're like, what the fuck happened here?
Yeah, I just remember a tingling.
Yeah, it was a tingling sensation. Do I have gonorrhea?
I walked towards the light, but the light was going up my urethra.
And I died from chlamydia?
I heard Mechatronic laughing.
I'm just trying to make sense.
Dude, my dad gets so scared when I do a Stephen Hawking impression. For some reason, like, if we're in the pool together, I'll be like, hello, father, and follow him around, and he's like, please stop. And I'm like, no, why don't you love me? I also, when I was at the beach, I got in my great-grandma's wheelchair. No, she's my grandma, step grandma, but she's elderly. I love her so much. My grandpa passed away last year, and she's all I have left of him, basically. And she's been going through a lot of health challenges. So I took her wheelchair and I rolled around her house and did a comedy show for her, and she perked up,
dude.
And I was scaring my dad at the same time. I was rolling around in the wheelchair. I was like, "Will I ever go to prom? What does love feel like?"
I will tell you, all my grandparents are dead. Sadly, rest in peace. My grandfather, I will probably...
Best kind of grandparent.
I got nothing from them, so it wasn't even that. It was...
That's how my wife is. I'm like, how your grandparents doing?
Dead?
But then I have to experience one die.
Yeah. Well, and...
What is worse?
My grandfather was the most important person to me. My oldest son is named
oblivion.
No, it's fine. He would love it. Every good quality I have, I accredit to him mostly. Him and my dad. But like, he's just a very even-tempered guy. Never got mad. Served his country for 40 years. He was for all intents and purposes, he was a genius. He built his own car out of scraps that he found in a junkyard when he was 16. Like, the dude was just beyond brilliant. And he was everything to me. And he made me want to be that kind of person. But there was nothing that made him laugh harder than when we were fucking with my grandmother. Grandparents are your number one supporters when you do funny shit.
Oh, yeah.
Which is why
100%.
It's devastating that we have, how many do you have left?
I have just two grandmas left.
2 grandmas.
And my step grandma.
We have, a collective 3 grandparents left. Yep. And they're all on your side, and we gotta hope they're rooting for us.
And shout out to my grandma, who is like 80 something. She likes all my Instagram reels. She used to come to my comedy shows, and she would make the mistake of sitting up front, so all the other comedians would roast her. So shout out to her.
Yeah.
I call her Ty, because I was not smart enough to say grandmother when I was, 2.
Well, my grandmother and my grandfather were Oma and Opa because they're from Germany.
Which country did he serve?
He served the U.S.
Okay.
He was...
Just making sure.
No, my grandmother was full-fledged German, so we did Oma and Opa, but he served 20 in the Air Force and then 20 in the National Guard. He served a full 40 years. He was a chief master sergeant at the time. I'm sure this is... ranking and everything, it goes totally differently now, and I could be getting this wrong. This is just the details I was providing.
I only know ranking from online play in Halo.
He was a chief master sergeant, and he was apparently elected to that position by his peers. Again, if you're in the military and you're like, that's not how it works, okay, he's dead. What are you gonna do?
Look what you did to him.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't confirm with him.
It's your fault. Okay? He's dead.
I can't go and be like, hey, how did this actually work?
You're like,
I mean, I can go out to Long Island to the military graveyard that he's in and be like, "Hey, are you there?
Hello?"
And if he responds, I promise you that's
all
not
the dudes
first
in the graveyard start arguing with each other about which rank is better.
Right? You hear the Marines talking shit about the Air Force, and the Air Force is like, "Don't eat your crayons." But no, he was awesome. But like grandparents are the best for just loving comedy, like your brand of comedy. It doesn't matter. Yes, you could just be like, "I pee-peed in my pants and farted," and they're like, "That's the funniest shit." And you're like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. My grandparents have these stupid videos of me I was like 3 or 4. I was an idiot, okay? I look like a moron. I'm wearing just normal clothes and then a fucking cape and top hat. Like, what an idiot, right? And I'm doing a magic show.
That's peak comedy.
Right. I'm doing a magic show where no magic was performed. I just wave a stick around and I'm like, "Ladies and gentlemen." And my grandparents are like, "This will win an Academy
This kid is going places.
Like this is cinematic gold."
Put him in comedy sports camp right now.
And what's crazy though is like my kids do dumb stuff like that all the time, and I'm like, I love this. This is beautiful. And when their kids do it, I'm gonna be like, "This is we need to submit this to Cannes."
Like this is. I can already see that with my own parents too. They think their grandkids just do the funny stuff. I'm like, that was a bit like pedantic. I don't know.
No,
like when my daughter says something funny, sometimes she'll have really good zingers, and sometimes I'm like, that was a bit expected. Come on.
My dad is wild because like my youngest, he loves to just take things and put them in your fucking drink for some reason, like his lighters. Cars. Like he puts lighters and candles to make bombs, but he likes to put like his cars in our coffee and stuff. And you have to be careful if you walk away from your coffee. You got to do a car check because I've had Lightning McQueen almost break my teeth like drinking from the coffee cup because I wasn't paying attention. But like we'll go over to my dad's and my dad always has like a drink, like a juice, alcoholic beverage, whatever. And my youngest will come and just drop something in there. And for me, I'm like, what is your deal, dude? You're being a dick. My dad thinks it's the best thing he's like, this is awesome.
He's like, you don't get it?
He's like, yeah. He's like, oh no. And I'm like,
your grandparents were wrong about you.
Right. I'm like, oh, stop. And he's like, oh no, he's fine.
That reminds me of old Mark's Groucho Marx sketch.
Right, yeah, like, and we're like,
your son's into the classics, isn't he?
Right, and it's like, dude, he does this to me all the time. You don't have to pretend. He's like, no, I love this. Okay, Dad. But no, I don't know. Oh wow, we really on this episode.
Look forward to doing that again.
Yeah, that's
all we have to do is take one minor thing to start with, and it just goes.
I think this is the best format for the episode.
It's like a conversational psychedelic trip. It's
just go where it takes us.
Yeah.
But
all the vibes, man.
Yeah, I think we'll wrap up this episode. If you are new and you're finally seeing this, I'm hoping that our reels and our TikToks are starting to create more exposure.
Pumping those out.
If you're not the 4 people that watch on average, we are wanting to start a segment called Dadvice. Okay, you can email us at thedadvoicepod@gmail.com.
All it takes is one email,
subject line Dadvice, and if we can squeeze it in, we will. But
give us something else to derail about.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, I'll start the episode with a Dadvice if it gets us trucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, this is fun, and I think we're going to do a couple more today, or we're not doing a couple more today when they're watching this, but we're gonna keep with this format, I think, and we're gonna just kind of enjoy ourselves because this feels a lot more fun and free.
Look at us hitting our stride.
We're getting there, and we're going for the first 10. That's where we're at. So
yeah,
but But yeah, all right. Well, I guess we'll see you guys next week again. Email us at thedadvoicepod@gmail.com with subject line dadvice. And at the end of this video, there will be like a layover with socials. It's probably, I figured out how to put it on, so it's probably over our face right now as we're talking.
Hitting our stride.
But, just make sure you follow us on all of our socials, like and subscribe, share our content. That helps us get more exposure. But any help is appreciated. And see you guys next week.
All right. Adios.